Welcome back to SimCity 5. We are in East Helena, following a bit of a budget crisis. And the reason for this is because I had been playing the game and then I got up and I left it running. And instead of coming back to find a whole lot of cash, I found a lot of destroyed buildings and no money. I had to shut down the college, shut down a police department, shut down the high school. All things considered, life in East Helena got really bad really quick. So, we're demolishing the abandoned buildings, and we're fixing our budget, which probably is going to be pretty easy. In any case, maybe not. We'll have to turn off another building, it looks like. Here we go. Now, one thing that's absolutely terrible about SimCity 5 is that if you save your game, and then you go to load a save, what you find is it'll load the most recent autosave. So unlike most other games of its kind, city builders, actually I would say every city builder I've ever played, you can't have a save file that you revert back to. And that's yet another example of one of those absolute travesties that's totally ridiculous, that is just part of life in SimCity 5. We're running back into another deficit, so what are we going to do next? I guess we'll go over here and shut down this high school. There we go. And we'll be just fine as soon as all these abandoned buildings rebuild. Then we can turn our services back on. What the heck? I mean, maybe we'll just leave our services off and see if we can make this town a cash cow without having any school district at all. The worst is behind us, I believe. So, all in all, beautiful buildings, beautiful towns, and sometimes totally infuriating gameplay systems. Like right here. Water pumping station is apparently offline. We need to open a Department of Utilities. We don't have a Department of Utilities. Apparently not. Because we closed the City Hall. That's what it is. City Hall's open again. Open for business. But the pump has run dry. So isn't that kind of silly? Like, you build this enormous pumping station, and yet apparently there's no way to actually pump water because it runs out. Another building is blown up. We need a school of engineering so we can build the space center. But we can't do that until we get our tannery built. Got to get the education system back online. So where's the map of what buildings are turned on and which ones are turned off? Or is that not a thing we can see? Maybe not. Yeah, so I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything that tells me what buildings are turned on and which ones are turned off. Like, other than just remembering. That's kind of ridiculous. We have a water shortage. Looks like water shortage is resolving itself as the water pumping station comes online. Since we have a lot of buildings that didn't have water, it's taken a little while to get those buildings back online again. Well, let's demolish a few city streets here and see if we can expand our industrial area just a little bit. That might help us some. See? So how do you get to the expenses map? There is an expense map. It'll show you the expense map when you run out of money. But it won't let you show it any other time. Is that how that goes? It's just, I guess it's kind of, it's infuriating. Like, why would the game have an expense map? Shows you the expense map when you run out of money, but it does not give you the ability to see the expense map at any other time. Why would you do that? It's absolutely ridiculous. And yet that appears to be the case. Here we have a bunch of people going into the dormitories. That's pretty cool. Look at them all going in there. Super cool. All those college students coming home from school. Because we shut down the university, that's why. Alright, let's open it up again. Oh, we can't. Okay. Every time it does that, it pauses the game, and then it puts it back to normal speed. Obnoxious. I don't know why. Why do I play this game, which infuriates me? Ancient game that infuriates me. The truth is, like, this game's already old news. They made new games to replace it. We have City Skylines. We have all kinds of other games that are successful. The studio that made this game is done. Thing of the past. And yet here I am playing it, and I still can't help myself wanting to critique it and get frustrated and wonder why. Why did the devs make a game that superficially seems so wonderful, so well made, and yet leave out basic things like being able to revert to a previous save file or being able to see your expense map easily? How do you get so close to making a good product and then completely and utterly miss the mark? Like all these little city tiles, like they could have just put them right next to each other. That's all they had to do, just put them next to each other. Leave the game mechanics literally the same. Just take the 4 tiles and put them next to each other so that you can see a continuous city that's connected at the edges. Even if all of the other sections are paused while you're not playing them, and the game worked exactly the way it currently works, just put the tiles next to each other so you don't have this weird empty space in between, so that you can create a larger city, something that looks like something you might find in real life. And yet they couldn't do that. Just not gonna happen, right? I wonder, like, who would greenlight that? Who would say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go ahead and make a city builder that does not let you build cities. Why not? That sounds like a good idea, right? Alright. Let's do another sewage sanitizer. Hopefully that'll help us with our water problem. What buildings do we still need to turn back on? Police department. Back on. Something else blew up again. Alright. We're running a negative again. We have a surplus of sewage processing capacity. We have a surplus of water, but the buttons are still red. But we're not running a red. I think the game just is broke there, I guess, yes? Okay. So what's costing us the most money? It's education. Well, we'll run our taxes up to 11% for the time being. For residential. That'll help us some. We can lower them again later. What we want to do is we want to build one of these super tall buildings. One of the new towers. That's what I want to do. Here's another idea. Let's just take and delete these roads because they aren't really necessary. And then that gives us just a little bit more, I guess you might say, green space. A little bit more zonable space too. If we go to nature, we can put trees there. Maybe. Yeah, that's nice. Since space is a bit of a premium, we've got to figure out how can we delete roads so that we have a bit more space for actual development. If we can also delete that road. Add a little bit more zonable space there. When you have so little space, eventually the game becomes like a puzzle game. Like you're not really playing it for the purpose of city design, you're playing it for the purpose of trying to find a way to maximize efficiency of space management. Which is part of city building management, I guess, but quite deplorable in a way. Alright. Resident shortage. We have 118,000 people living in this little area. I think they'd be able to staff the factories, but I guess not. That community college is open. That community college is open. Police department's running. We don't have any closed buildings, do we? Don't think so. School's open. Library's open, university's open. Okay. We're running a positive income again. I think we're doing all right. We'll build another water tower here. A little bit of extra water tower here and there wouldn't be a terrible thing, I don't think. It'll help us a little bit. Okay, what else can we do to improve student enrollment? Despite these red buttons, it looks like we are doing alright. What do we have here? Yep, groundwater is drying out in the pumps. Water table's low. Like, what am I supposed to even do about that? Not enough ControlNet. So we need ControlNet facilities to support that. Alright. It's fine. $40,000 to do that. And we have to research the ControlNet facility at an academy in the region, which costs $50,000. We have 3 water pumping sewage processing stations offline because we don't have enough ControlNet. That's lovely. But I'm having fun. Actually kind of having fun. I was a little bit dismayed. I came back to my computer and realized that the game had gone broke while I had left it unattended for a little while. But you know what? That's alright. That's what I get for leaving my computer unattended. Down here at street level, life is pretty beautiful. Everyone's stuck in a traffic jam. I have to say that's, again, where the game really shines. Quite beautiful. Look at those Christmas trees up on the balcony, or whatever they are. Maybe they're not Christmas trees, they're just little decorative trees. This could have been so very cool if they let you follow citizens around, see the Sims, see them living, keep track of their lives, their relationships, their favorite donut restaurants, whatever it might be. So much you could have done to make the game just feel super fun, super interesting. But as it is, there's no way to really know where these people live or what they're doing other than just click on them and then never see them again. So there's that. And then I suppose that could have been something that a mod would have handled, but then there were no mods. No mods for SimCity 5. Just a few terrible DLCs that let you put car charging stations in there because somebody decided to try to advertise electric cars via SimCity. Like, alright. I think the Nissan Leaf did better sales because somebody put a car charging DLC into a crappy SimCity game that everybody was mad about. I think people pretty much wound up having the same attitude toward the Nissan Leaf that they had for SimCity itself. Both were failures that people forgot about because they were just not worth the time. You know, I couldn't build an electric car. That's the truth. I don't know how to build electric cars. I don't know how to build any cars because I'm not skilled labor. At least not in that way. And yet I can tell you that the Nissan Leaf wasn't a good car. It wasn't a transformative car. So you don't have to know how to fix a problem to know when you say something that is not a fix to the problem. That's something people get confused about sometimes. They think that maybe you have to be an expert to know if something isn't right. And that's totally not true. It's like saying you have to die to know that you didn't want to die. You don't have to be an expert to know that something really stinks and is not good at all. So, I'm going to delete that road. Looks like we're still a little ways away from being able to complete the... No, I don't want to delete the police state. Well, maybe I do. Anyway. We're still a little ways away from being able to complete the Megatower that I was hoping to complete. Here we have more unemployed people, or rather unemployed, understaffed businesses. That's what I was trying to say. Not enough people living here, apparently. So what are we going to do? Down that. Maybe we'll delete this road. We'll delete that road. And that'll free up a bit more space. We don't really need the commerce there. So we're going to zone more residential. And that there will help us a bit. So yes, we do have traffic jams, and the road network looks a bit wonky here, but we're going to be able to fit more different things in. Oh, didn't mean to demolish that building. There we go, that'll help us. Well, we have 50,000, so we're going to research the Controlnet facility. That'll help us. We're going to get our water pumping stations back online. That's why those buttons are red, because the Controlnet's offline. It's partly offline. So the game's flagging because it wants you to fix that. And what do we got here? All these unemployed people. Is that what that is? I don't know. Homeless people, I guess. Because we blew up their houses. Is that what it is? I'm thinking so. I guess so. We blew up their houses, so... I'm going to delete that. Might get a little more density. Delete a few more side streets. Can we delete? Yeah, we can delete that street entirely. And that one. And that one. Oh, why not all of them? Controlnet facility research is 13%. Too much crime there. Well, we'll deal with crime later on. I think all things considered, sewage is a greater problem than crime. We do have a surplus, but once we get that Controlnet facility up, that'll help us a lot. Because then we'll have all of these sanitizers online. Then we can focus on other services. After all, this is supposed to be the city of the future. Modern, educated, progressive. Home of the Academy. Making a lot of money. More money than ever before. We have a chemical fire burning here, though. We're in trouble. That doesn't look healthy, does it? No, 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 no. That wasn't good. Look at all the displaced people running around. Can we click on one of them? Scrounging in garbage cans for food. Homeless people. Is there a homelessness map? Probably not. Oh yeah, there we go. Homelessness. But there's no toggling, so you can't turn any on and turn any off. Like, you just have to. Guess they're all shown together. So where's the homeless? Homeless is orange. Not yellow, though. Orange. So basically, you can't really see homelessness on the map because the number of people that are at home or the number of people in school is going to be much more than the number of people homeless, so we can't really see the homelessness. because the numbers are proportionately so small. It's kind of silly. Right? Well, I guess we don't really care, do we? 40% of the control net is researched. Okay, good, good, good. So, what do we got? Demolish more roads. Is there anything else we can demolish? Maybe. Okay, we can demolish that road. It'll be a weird little labyrinth of little roads. Probably ought to demolish that one too. That tower can rebuild itself. It's alright. We'll see if we can plant any trees to fill up some of this space. The more green space we can have, the better, of course. Of course, the only way to demolish that side street would be to completely demolish several high-rises. Makes a lot of sense. Since industry doesn't seem to be in huge demand, I guess we'll eliminate a bit more of it. I guess at some point we just have to stop trying to play the game in a way that makes sense and start playing it the way the devs clearly wanted it to be played. We don't need roads to be connected properly or anything like that. We're just gonna let it be weird. Another factory blew up. It's good stuff. Time for a big fire station. Because I'm tired of buildings continually getting burned down and blown up. Totally ridiculous. We cannot be a modern town and have that kind of continual disasters happening all the time. I've had enough, so there you have it. You got big old fire station. Okay? Now the question is, can we avoid letting our budget fall into disrepair again? We've got a bunch of factories being built, so maybe. Negative $2,000 in the hole again. Fire department's not easy to keep funded. $1,700 an hour. I don't know if we really need that little side street. Let's take that away. Yeah, I think we're going to be alright, because we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big factories being built right now. Hopefully with the new fire station, we'll not have them burned down. Now that building's abandoned because of too many deaths. Why are there too many deaths? Do you not have enough health coverage? Is that what it is? Kind of ridiculous. Like they abandon themselves as quickly as they come. That's kind of, maybe that's another problem with SimCity 5. It winds up being rather difficult. 2 point, rather difficult and monotonous to get ahead. Because as soon as you get ahead in one way, then you're behind in something else. So that treadmill's always there, that you have to keep on upping the ante. Like, you don't ever get to the point where your tan is just good. So that also detracts from being able to just focus on the simulation and then focus on just building up more of what you want to build. Like just being a city painter, where you're just imagining what kind of a city you want, and then you build the street layout, and then you fill it out. and you can just be passive about it, like City Skylines is that way. Seems like this SimCity is a lot more... You're never really good. It's never really hard. It's not difficult. It's just... everything you do to get ahead puts you just slightly behind in every other regard. So you're always having to chase something. And it's designed to be just off balance enough that you never actually get to a true equilibrium where it runs itself and doesn't have any problems. A case in point, 9 out of 10 times if I got my city and Cities Skylines to work well, and then I left it there and I went on to do something else and came back to the computer later, most likely I would wind up with a city that would be doing just fine. But in the case of this game, if I leave and I come back, most likely the game will have run out of money and be telling me I have to turn off buildings or something. Everybody's out of water. As usual, we have industry being built. Which might put us into the green as soon as they get constructed. Assuming they don't immediately go into a state of abandonment. Why exactly you build a great big factory, because you have demand for a factory, and then you immediately have an abandoned factory, is kind of beyond me. Like, that just doesn't strike me as realistic at all. So in real life, you wouldn't build a factory if you didn't have the demand. So you would have the demand, then you'd build the factory, and then you'd be fine. Unless something changed. You wouldn't have a factory that just builds itself and then immediately becomes abandoned. Because if you didn't have the money to build it and the knowledge that it would be able to be probably successful, you wouldn't construct it to begin with. That's kind of how life would work, right? But not in SimCity. In SimCity, everyone has plenty of money to build a big old factory and then just let it go abandoned immediately. Some of that is water shortage, I'm guessing. You have a slight deficit of water. So it's abandoned building demolition simulator. Click the abandoned buildings as fast as they appear so that you can continue to stay financially solvent. Quite great. And since the map's so small, you can easily see when a building becomes abandoned because you can see the entire map all at once. So I guess we might as well just have Yeah, we might as well just shut the water pumping station down. There's no point in having it there, because the water table's depleted. So why even build a water pumping station? If you can't pump water at it. And here we have another blown up building. Why? Just a disaster, okay. Well, we have plenty of ability to pump water. We just can't use it. Can't use it because the water table has been used up. So we'll shut it down. Isn't that nice? That's okay, because we're going to use the sewage sanitizers to create water for the city as soon as we can build the control net. Well, maybe it's time to hike the taxes for industrial areas. That's what we're going to have to do. We got to get this water problem solved. $40,000. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, there we go. Controlnet building. Online. So, as soon as it comes online, we should have improved sewage processing and water output. We have an enormous amount of sewage processing capacity. So I guess now we don't have enough sewage coming. So let's go to our neighboring cities. Okay. So it looks like everybody's sending sewage, right? So what if we turn on the water pumping station again? Is it able to produce any water? That's the question. We're running a negative 105 for water. Pump is run dry. There's no way to renew the water table, huh? You just invest all that money into a water pumping station, and the water runs out, and then oh well, I guess good luck. I guess the building's done. So how are you supposed to get water? I guess. I guess we'll just have to go out of our way to plop as many water towers as we can in random places. They use up water too, so too many water towers and you can't produce water that way either. It's kind of ludicrous. Every other city building game, you either have limitless water, or you just go plant your water pump by the water's edge or something. But not SimCity. SimCity, of course. Producing water is a crisis that you can't solve. And the city's broke. Well, too bad. Time for the commercial zones to pay higher taxes, I guess. We have a big fire station here. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, though, when it comes to actually preventing buildings from blowing up. We have multiple community colleges. You'd think that'd be enough, but our education level, despite everyone being educated, we don't have enough to turn our small amount of industry into something high-tech enough that it doesn't just blow up every so often. But, you know what? Nothing is going to get in our way. We're going to launch a rocket to space. And you know why we're going to launch a rocket to space? We're going to launch a rocket to space because there's another planet where there's actually bigger cities without little tiles like this that are actually functional and well designed. And our people here in SimCity 5 are going to get on that rocket and they're going to travel to another planet. A planet quite possibly designed by Paradox, where city builders are made correctly. And then after we launch that rocket to space, we'll consider our mission complete, and we'll probably not play this game anymore. Because despite how pretty it is, it's also quite obnoxious, I have to say. The more I play it, the more I realize how obnoxious it is. Like this, I guess I might as well just, yeah. Can't pump water there, so bulldoze the water pumping station. No need to have a water pumping station if I can't actually use it, right? Just save the money. No need for people to work there. And we're gonna go back to trying our best to meet our water needs with hydro pumping stations. Basically a glorified water tower. That's what it takes, and that's what we're going to do. Hoped it wouldn't have come to this, but you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Probably ought to de-zone this industrial area. I'll make that commercial. The reason for that is because I don't need to. I just put a water pumping station there, and I don't want people to get sick with the pollution. Our deficit is getting better. All right. After we planted that enormous fleet of water towers, now we have enough pumping capacity to support our town. These guys still don't have enough water, though. Hopefully it catches up eventually. Yeah, there we go. It is cool how the water travels along. You can see the little dots moving, and it kind of illustrates the conveyance of commodities in a cool way. I do like that. Of course, we have a fire. Yeah. So hazmat truck puts out heavy industrial fires caused by hazardous materials. So that's what we need, the hazmat garage. $40,000 and a school of engineering. So I guess what we need first to prevent this kind of thing is a school of engineering. So let's take a look at that. There it is. $40,000 will buy us a school of engineering. That's going to be our next thing. Because we can't have green fires burning out of control in a modern town. Absolutely not. Though I do think I will capture a nice screenshot of this. Oh. In this game, C captures screenshots. Yep. Well, green fires and another building bites the dust. That's an hour and 7 minutes so far. And we have not accomplished much other than kind of just treading water. But we have made some progress. Look at this tower. This is a very nice tower. Trees, swimming pool on the roof. It's Metropolitan West. They say taxes are killing us. Well, alright. I think we're okay now to start lowering taxes. We'll lower taxes on the wealthy first. That seems like a good thing to do. Maybe. Okay. $9% for everybody except low wealth people. They'll pay 11. Population's 145,000. That's good. Our city does look quite beautiful. I have some objections about the city's grid. A little bit ridiculous looking, if you ask me. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete this little odd side street and properly connect it to the main avenue. Too close. Alright. And we'll delete another piece there. Let's see here. Well, I guess... yeah, we can delete that road entirely. That might give us a little more density. We have a park closed. So where is this closed park? It's not going to tell me, is it? Like nothing. So where's the closed park that's giving me an alert? So it won't tell me. I just gotta figure it out, huh? We have a power shortage now? I guess so. See what I tell you? No sooner than you start to get things under control, but then you have a problem again. So, time to raise the taxes back up. 11% for everybody. And since we can't afford to have a water pumping station, this area right here, guess what? It's going to be a nuclear power plant. Because this city's going to grow. And I also am tired of having windmills over there. So we're going to have high taxes. We're going to get rid of the windmills. We have the educational staff here. People are going to be smart enough to run a nuclear power plant. And we're going to be done with this power shortage problem. As a matter of fact, this will be the first nuclear power plant in the region to have those high-tech reactors. The upgraded ones. We just got to figure out how to make it. For a little bit longer. Till we have $145,000. I don't even know why we suddenly have a power problem. Like, you'd think neighboring cities are producing power for us, and their output doesn't change because those cities are essentially paused while we're playing this particular tile. So I don't know why we seem like we're fine. Then suddenly we have this enormous power deficit. I guess people are just using more power. Population of 155,000. We are growing quite a bit. I wonder, maybe in the short term, we should build a few more windmills. Eventually we'll get rid of all of them. But despite the fact I want to get rid of them, I can't have my city just sitting in the dark. So we're going to plant a few of those because we can. That should help us some with that power deficit. Spend some now so that we can solve the problem in the short term, and then we'll solve the problem differently and better in the long term. I think it's really crazy that a water pumping station can't actually be used because it depletes the water table and nothing really replenishes the water table. Like, you'd think that there'd be a way to release water back into the ground or something. Some kind of high-tech solution that would eliminate the problem of a depleted water table. But as far as I can tell, there's nothing. Nothing whatsoever that solves that remarkably simple problem. Well, we might be able to solve that problem long term by getting more sewage processed into the city. And we might actually be able to solve that problem right now, now that I think about it, by destroying this sewage treatment plant. Because if we destroy that sewage treatment plant, that forces all of the sewage to come here to these sewage sanitizers. And that should result in a lot more water being produced, because we'll have a lot more sewage coming in to these sanitizer tanks. Don't know why I didn't think of that before. I guess we need another ControlNet building. Okay, so now we have plenty of water. Modern solutions to the problem of sewage. I didn't think about that before. So what's awesome here is what we can do now is we can start destroying the pumping stations, because we have a viable alternative. And that'll save us a lot of money. As soon as we get our Controlnet building online, working to hire now, we might be able to process enough sewage with those existing buildings. Still need to build the hazmat addition for the fire station. 2 abandoned buildings on the map. Where are they at? Gotta make sure that those abandoned buildings keep on getting demolished so we don't have a problem. No, I don't want to demolish the Controlnet facility. Still working on hiring. We have that much of a labor shortage, huh? Not enough people here. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Maybe we can plant more residential right there. Because we don't have pollution there anymore, so we should be fine. Obvious solutions to complex problems. Simplest solution is often the best. There's one thing I've learned about life. You want to solve problems using the best solution, as in the one that does the best job of fixing the problem you have. The best problem resolution is quite often not the one that involves the biggest deep dive. It's just the one that results in the problem not being a problem anymore. It's like if you could solve a problem by going through a lot of steps to get it fixed yourself, or you could just pick up the phone and ask someone who's an expert to fix the problem and they can just do it real quick and it's done, then what's wiser? What makes more sense? For you to try to fix the problem by mastering the complexities of it, or just fix the problem by finding the most qualified person and having them take care of it. Right? Don't know how I got onto that tangent. Just popped into my head. Well, I guess we still don't have enough Controlnet. So what are we going to do? Well, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to... No, I don't want to demolish that. Alright, so I guess not that. We're going to go... Can we put a... Yep, we'll put the Controlnet building there. That should help. That should be close enough. So what we're going to do here is we're going to We're going to demolish this industry. And we're going to replace it with residential space. And that should be enough for our ControlNet shortage to be resolved. Hopefully. Then eventually we'll start exporting our garbage out of town, probably. Okay, there we go. We'll leave those two industrial buildings right there. Because those are clean industry. I kind of like them being there. Besides, if we eliminate this industry over here, then hopefully that results in healthier industry on this side of town. Matter of fact, we'll just we'll delete all of that industry there, replace it with residential space. Maybe I have to delete those factories. That's all right. There we go. And good news, now we can build that nuclear power plant. There we go. When people don't like living by the nuclear power plant, well, you know what? Suck it up. You want your lights to come on, right? Then I guess you're going to have to get used to the nuclear power plant. Isn't that kind of how life works? People want benefits, but they don't like the costs. How much power is this wind power plant generating? 69 megawatts. How much does it cost us? $880 an hour. Nuclear plant's going to cost us $1,300 an hour. As soon as it's online. See what we can research next. Academy level 3 upgrade is almost complete. Just moments away from completion. It's going to be perfect. And it is complete. Good stuff. Nice. So, what can we research next? Fusion reactor level. Well, that's for buildings. Oh, Well, that'll be good. We'll research a garbage atomizer, which puffs garbage into, well, I guess puffs it into thin air. It'll be gone. No pollution, just a perfect magical solution. 200 megawatts from this nuclear power plant. We have no power problems anymore. And what that means is it's time to destroy the wind power plant. There it goes. End of the road for the windmills. No more windmills. They're gone. That's the end. And look at that beautiful forest left behind. Isn't that elegant? Very nice indeed. Abandoned house. We'll delete that too. Those little roads. That's alright. Little roads. They can stay. For now. That can be part of our campus, and maybe we'll build a super tall mega tower in that area eventually. $89,000. Let's see if we can afford to lower our taxes to 10%. Make people just a little more happy. Possibly. Pushes us a little bit into deficit, but benefits might outweigh the short-term risk. Kind of puts us to a break even. Still abandoned buildings in the industrial zone. So we're gonna eliminate this industry as well. And this will be a residential zone also. We have a 122 unit deficit on sewage processing capacity. Still struggling with this supply of ControlNet because we can't get enough high wealth workers, looks like. I don't know. Do I want to build another one? Maybe. Well, hopefully eventually we'll be able to get our ControlNet shortage solved. At that point we'll be in good shape. We just are struggling to get these ControlNet facilities fully staffed. But what I can say is we're definitely going to be processing all the sewage for our region here in town. Probably all the garbage too, once we get our garbage atomizer set up. And now we've lowered our tax rate to 9% for all residential. That should help us. Help us attract workers. Hopefully. We have 190,000 people living here, almost 200,000. That's an accomplishment. Well, that time, that building's abandoned, but it doesn't even tell us why. One thing I do like about this build is our green space here. It's kind of like a Central Park kind of a vibe. Especially as we get a few buildings here around the edges, it just feels kind of nice.
Bob.
And there you have it. 203,000 citizens living here in East Helena. We have come a long way. We eliminated the power plant, the wind power plants. We built a nuclear power plant. We have transitioned from traditional water treatment to the new control net. The Academy's been coming along. We have recovered from our most recent financial crisis. We have a nice green space. We have new abandoned buildings. All in all, East Helena is looking like a good place to be. And so that's where we will leave this episode. That was just about an hour and 15 minutes of playtime, and I do feel rather gratified. I think we had a pretty good amount of progress here. Till next time, thank you for watching.